Hello everyone, it's Ed, Slow Car Fix. I just got back from a road trip, about 8,000 kilometers with my wife and my dog in my 1981 LS swapped Malibu that I swapped and rebuilt the car, documenting it all on this channel. There's about 30 videos of it so far. And I want to show you guys how the car made out and talk a little bit about the trip. Okay, so I'll make an attempt to show you where we went. So we left Lindsay, Ontario. Our first stop was Edmundston, New Brunswick. Then we went to Tignish, Prince Edward Island. Then we went to New Glasgow, Nova Scotia. Then we went to Wreck Cove in Cape Breton, Nova Scotia. We did tool around in there, I won't get into that. We did the Cabot Trail. And then we went to Yarmouth, Nova Scotia. Then St. John, New Brunswick. Stayed in Quebec on the way back. And back to Lindsay, Ontario. So that should give you a bit of an idea. So this is saying it's 4,696 kilometers. I was just under 8,000 by the time we came back because obviously we had a lot of driving around while we were in places. We went all over Prince Edward Island. We went all over Cape Breton, did the Cabot Trail that goes around, the Cabot Trail that goes around here, and I will drop in some pictures. Came back, saw some family, saw some friends. We did save some time because we took a couple of ferries. We took the bridge across Prince Edward Island, took the ferry back right here. It's not shown on this route. And then we did take the ferry to St. John, New Brunswick. And we did this all in a 40-year-old car, so that was kind of cool. Okay, enough about that stuff. Now this is the car, obviously, and it looks clean through the camera, but it's certainly not. We washed it about 6 times while we were away. We did a cruise night while we were down there. But let's have a look and see how it fared out. First thing I noticed is with the weight in the car of my wife's stuff, my stuff, and the dog. On good bumps, I would get a little rub on the tire. So you can see it's not terrible, but it definitely made an impression on the tire. Nothing on the inside, just a little bit on the outside, and it didn't really affect the wheel lip or anything like that. So that's nothing I'm really worried about because it's not often I'm going to have that much weight in the car. In here, we had added a couple of cushions. I'm a little bonier than I used to be, so I had a cushion on my seat. My wife had a thicker one because she liked that it brought her up a little bit. She could rest her arm on the armrest. Hand sanitizer, that's kind of the thing. GPS on the dash, just an old TomTom. It worked great. If you've been watching the videos, you'll have seen that I have Pioneer radio system in here, which works pretty good. It's all Bluetooth. No air conditioning. Didn't really need it with the car driving highway speeds. It was fine. Okay, so I picked up some bugs, obviously. Can't really tell. It looks clean through the camera. Trust me, it is not clean. Did get one little stone chip. It's not too bad. No real issues. See, you can see this tire maybe took a little bit more than the other side, but it's not like into the rubber. It hasn't gouged or anything. It's just kind of grazed the outside. It did start to take a little bit of the leather off. I don't really care. There's some rubber on the quarter. This side seemed to take it worse. Maybe I was heavier on this side. I don't know. But there's like, it took a little bit of paint off here, but like it's really nothing to make a difference. One of the problems I had was the trunk lock broke when we were on our trip. My wife came out and tried to turn it and it wasn't turning. So I came out and looked. Of course, all my tools were in the trunk, so we had to go and get an adjustable wrench from a local store. Took out the back seat, climbed in through the back seat, popped it, and then I just used the little rod to open it the rest of the time. My license plate cover broke, and that's from propping it open with the gas cap. Other than that, no issues there. I'll pop the hood and we'll look and see. Okay, yeah, this is about the way I left it. You know, you can see
It's not real clean. There's bugs and lots of bug guts and everything else, but it didn't use any oil at all. No issues mechanically. Everything went pretty good. The only issue I do have is the collector gaskets. I'm having trouble with them because these are cheap Amazon headers, and I replaced the gasket in here with a stock GM gasket, and that works for the manifold to head gasket, but the collector gaskets, I have those crappy graph oil type thing, and they're not very good. I've got them doubled up, and I definitely notice a little bit of noise from that. I have some copper ones I'm going to try. Worst case, I'm into new headers that are better quality. I would not recommend the Amazon headers for this application. So other than that, it's been pretty good.
So the biggest thing that I did with this build was I kept in mind that I'm going to road trip this car. And the one thing that I added that was really worthwhile was cruise control. That was a huge game changer for that many kilometers. It's nice to not have your foot on the pedal. I do really like the drive-by-wire setup with the pedal. It's very responsive, and there's no janky cables and crap. It's worth doing. The LS engine, for mileage, I averaged about 9.8 liters per 100 kilometers, which is like, I think, 26 miles to the gallon, something like that. So that's pretty good, and I wasn't driving conservatively. So I'm pretty happy overall with the performance. The car's working great. It's just driving like it's supposed to. Really, all I should have to do after I do these manifold collector gaskets, all I should really have to do is just keep the oil changed and drive it. I ran premium in it the whole time. I know I probably could have ran regular, but it's tuned for premium, or with premium in it. So I ran premium the whole time. I'm pretty happy. And I hope you guys check out my other videos about how this car all came together. This was my first car. I've owned it for almost 25 years. And I've redid it a bunch of times. And this is my favorite version of it because it's the most usable. And this is certainly the furthest trip I've driven it. So I'm quite happy. Thanks very much for watching, and check out my other stuff.